Hello, and welcome. Happy hump day. It is Wednesday. It is the middle of the week. What else should we do except for look at some high dollar sales over the last 2 weeks? So I've been doing these videos every 2 weeks. Last one, 2 weeks ago, I had a bunch. This time, not so much. So I have 15 sales from eBay. I have one from Posh, one from Mercari. They are right at that $50 point. I did put in some $49.99 ones to get to that because I want to continue doing these every 2 weeks. Hopefully we get some more high dollar sales for the 1 in 2 weeks. But these items are items that you definitely can find. They are out there. They might be a little bit harder to find because once you increase in dollar value, they're not going to be as easy to come by, especially at an affordable price that you can make a profit on. So remember to keep in mind all of the fees that are associated with these platforms when you are buying, and just know they are there. So you can just be picky and wait for these high dollar items. That's why I do high dollar only videos. I know a lot of you don't want to take the time to do those $10, $15, $20 items, while a lot of you do. And we do that. We do a mix of $10 up to $3,000 items. And that's what works for us. And I think what's really important in reselling is that you figure out what business model works for you. You know, if it's just you, and you can do $10 items in an hour, that's $100. And if the profit's 50, that's $50 in an hour. So figure out what works for you. Take a little piece of people you watch or people you know, but build your own business model that works for you. I think that's really important. So let's go ahead, take a look. I'm going to look at the one Posh and one Mercari sale. They are really good ones first. Then we're going to take a look at 15 that sold on eBay as well, right at that $50 mark and higher. All right, first up on eBay is this Louis Vuitton monogram porte-papier canvas small ring agenda cover with box. So this is the first to sell out of a big lot of designer items. I bought out Rod hooked me up with one of his contacts. He has a storefront and he was clearing out his luxury items. We bought them as well as his shoes. And individually, I don't really know when I'm into these items. And that is not a good thing, but we have not got them all listed. So what I'm doing is keeping track of what I make off of this, so I'll know when I hit that break-even point. And I did spend $5,000 on the buy, so you guys know. So I did have to spend quite a bit. So we'll take a look at this Louis Vuitton. And I did add in the actual box because we do have some. And we have someone, Shannon, if you guys are not familiar, who is very familiar with Louis Vuitton as well as other name brands. So she's able to help us to ensure that these are authentic. If you don't know someone who is familiar, I would recommend items like this at that $200 mark, paying $30 to realauthentication.com or another website. Make sure they are authenticated. And this one, because there are no fees on Mercari, we made $213 that will go towards that $5,000 buy. Next up is an amazing sale. This was a $92 payout, and I only have $1 into this. So I lotted it all up. I wanted to get that higher dollar price point. Sold for $115. Again, the payout with Poshmark was $92. So $90 profit. So this is a Foot Fitter Shoe Shine Valet box with brushes, polish, and cloth. I did not want to set them up. I put it all together, and it ended up making me almost $100 profit. So if you see this stuff individually, it's probably not worth a ton. But when you lot it up like this, make a nice set, you can get a bigger profit. All right, now we are going to jump over to the first of the eBay sales. And this is one that I told you I did go down to that $49.99 point just to be able to show you guys a few more sales. So this pendant was listed back in July, so only about 3 months to sell. It did sell for full price of $49.99, and it's really cool. It's a vintage Ming porcelain Chinese sterling silver pendant necklace. I only paid $5, so this one's about a $40 profit, and it was really cool. I knew what it was because it still had its sticker from the antique mall, but I got this in a online jewelry lot. So really, really neat piece, great profit on a very, very small item. I believe I showed you in a regular video, this shopping bag is a Louis Vuitton, but it's a lover's bag that is not your typical classic orange. So when you see different stuff with these high dollar designer brands, definitely pay attention. We've actually sold 2 at that $49.99. We still have 1 left. And I got these from Rod for free. I've told you guys over and over, don't tell Rod, but if he knows, it's okay. So simply just a bag, a small gift bag, and a $50 sale and over a $40 profit. Next up is another $49.99 sale, sold full price. This is a teeny weeny Caccini. Teeny weeny Kachina. This is a vintage Hopi Katsina dancer doll, Native American. It was called Bear. I paid $10. It sold for $50, so it's about a $32, $33 profit. This one only took 3 months to sell. You can see here it says Bear by JB. It was signed, and it's really teeny tiny. This one is only about a 4-inch Kachina doll. That took over a year to sell. So I did accept a best offer just under $50 for half off. This is a front gate brass Italian urn pedestal, 8 inches tall, Kunguma vintage. But again, this one took over a year to sell. So this is one with this, you can see the front gate there on the bottom. Let me get back to that. Here you can see that front gate. So it was branded. This one is something I probably would not pick up again. I do like the brass. I do like the etched a little bit better, and I do better with planters. And this one, again, not something I would pick up again, but is still a $40 profit. Of 65. I picked this up at an estate sale for 10. So this one is about a $45 profit. I do want to show you here. You can see how nice the stitching is on that Dooney and Burke, as well as this tag. That is a classic tag as far as Dooney and Burke. So this one's a decent profit. There was some wear on the hardware there, you can see, and a couple of spots. But overall, this bag was not in horrible condition for being vintage and was a good profit in a 3-month sale. Next up is one that was listed in July, and this is an absolutely beautiful piece of turquoise. So this is an old pawn turquoise pendant, sterling silver necklace. I accepted a best offer of $69.99. This was listed back in July, but when I've had something listed over 3 months, I do 30% off. So I paid about $20 for this, so it's about a $42 profit. Beautiful piece of turquoise. This is definitely one I could have kept for myself. It was on an Italian chain, and I do notate that if my pendants are on Italian chains, I feel like those tend to do better. You can see here, this was actually a short chain, only 16 inches, but again, beautiful, beautiful piece of turquoise. 3.5 months to sell and $42 profit. Next up is another turquoise piece. This one went to a different buyer. This one also sold for $69.99, and they sold so close together, but they were to different buyers. So this is a vintage sterling silver, another old pawn. I got an old pawn lot from an online estate auction, about $20 in. So again, about that $42 profit. This one's a size 7. Beautiful ring. This one, if it had been a little bigger, I probably would have kept it for myself. You can see it is not marked except for that sterling mark. You can see we do show it on the ring sizer. And you want to also show the size of the stone. You can see we are showing it there with our electronic bezel. So good profit, 3 months to sell with unbranded jewelry. I think that is a fair time because jewelry is very small and 3 months is not that long of a turnaround time. Up next is one that was listed back in June. This is a Lenox porcelain Tweedy's treat jar, Lenox porcelain sweets canister. It does say new in the box. This one sold for a best offer of $78. So 4 months to sell. I only paid about 10. So this one's about a $55 profit. And it was new in the box. It had never been opened. You can see here, we did take it out for photos just to show. I showed this in my regular what sold last week because this was like such an incredible sale. So this is a Liadele Duveen Wino motion wood lever corkscrew sommelier wine bottle opener. I only paid $1. It sold for $100. $80 profit on this thing, and it took 4 months to sell. So this is what I looked up right here, the Liadele Duveen, and I found it on Google Lens, and I was like, holy crap, this wine opener is worth over $100. So make sure you keep an eye out. And this came in a lot of stuff I got, but I looked it up, and I'm very, very glad that I did. Next is one that took a little bit longer to sell. This one was listed back in April, so about 6 months to sell. Sold for a best offer on $83. This is an authentic Swarovski crown swan picture frame for a 5x7 photo. So it's really not that big. I'm about $15 into this. So it's about a $60 to $65 profit. But again, took 6 months to sell. Some of the higher dollar stuff does. I don't know if you can see it here. There is the Swarovski swan there. So you would be able to identify it even if it didn't have that Swarovski paper. But this one I got, it did not have the box. It was just the frame itself. Next up, if you have not seen these, I've sold so many of these. I've made thousands of dollars on these plates. This set sold for $139.99, full asking price. Absolutely crazy set of 10, and I am $10 in. This is well over $100 profit. These are from Pier 1 Imports, and it even says silver litter. I didn't even glitter. I apparently can't even spell, and they still sold. They were used in a wedding. And I got like cases of them, and I've just simply made thousands of dollars on these. So please don't overlook charger plates. And if you're at a garage sale, make sure you ask them where they got them. The Pure ones tend to do pretty well, or if they still have the sticker on them. Excellent, excellent thing to keep an eye out for. I do want to caution you with the charger plates. They are very heavy. Like each one of these is over 2 pounds each. So like a set of 10 of these weighs 30 pounds. So absolutely crazy. And make sure you get your weight correct when you're shipping heavy plates like these. Up next is another one that I did show in my regular what sold as well. I didn't want to wait to show you guys these, but this is a $200 sale. We have gotten positive feedback. This is a James Avery retired aspen leaf sterling silver pendant and necklace. You would not think this is a $200 piece. I am only $10 in. This is over $150 profit. Here is the James Avery. You need to remember the candles and the JA. James Avery pieces are typically worth a lot. So make sure you remember JA. I don't think you'll find another aspen leaf. These really are rare, but this was just in a regular sterling lot. And this is exactly why I look every piece up, because you will find stuff like this that you do not expect to be worth hundreds of dollars. Next up, I am so excited about this sale because this is one of the top 3. This is actually starting the top 3. And I got this at a thrift store and I paid $50. It was listed back in May, so it took 5 months, but I paid $50 at the thrift store. So this one is $175 profit. Amazing find. Sometimes you have to pay up. $50 at the thrift store is a lot, right? But this is just an incredible beaded pheasant purse, and it was definitely worth the $50, and it was worth waiting 5 months to sell for full price at $280. Number 2 is a very small but very mighty piece. And I want to tell you, if you have uranium pieces, put them glowing in the front one. This one sold for a best offer of $360. I did pay $100, but this is still over a $200 profit. It was listed in July, so it took about 3.5 months to sell. Looked it up on Google Lens. It was in an online auction, and amazing profit. $200 profit in 3 months. I will take all day long. And again, make sure you show it glowing in the front picture if you have uranium glass. I gave you guys a sneak preview of this one in the regular sales last week as well. This is our top sale for the last 2 weeks. This is an antique 1900 double Tramp Art box. I've sold several Tramp Art boxes recently for hundreds of dollars. This was the highest one at $600. I only paid $60 for this. $450 profit, and it is 8 inches, guys. 8 inches. It is a double cigar box listed in July. 3 months to make an incredible profit. If you do not know the look of these chip Tramp Art boxes, please remember it. I got, I believe, 5 of them for about $60 each in an online auction, and I think I am down to only 1 left. So remember this look, remember Tramp Art, and I typically price high, wait for the right buyer. I did have it at $1,000, which was high, but that $600 offer I felt was more than fair, especially considering I only paid $60 and again, $450 profit. All right, my friends, that was everything. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what caught you off guard, what your favorite item was. I love selling high dollar. We didn't have a ton these past 2 weeks, but that's okay. I'm listing a ton of luxury high-end designer items that hopefully will start selling. It's Christmas, people. You need some Louis Vuitton and high-end Nikes, right? That's what the people want. Hopefully those will start selling soon. I hope you enjoyed the podcast last night. Just another reminder, every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, we are live. We do answer your reselling and or YouTube questions, whatever questions you have live. And we've been doing that for almost 5 years now. Holidays are coming up, my friends. Holidays are coming up. We are dead smack in the middle of Q4. So make sure you get your high dollar stuff listed. List it now. I appreciate you watching. Keep an eye out. Friday is going to be a fun one. We are going to do Christmas sweaters that are worth a ton of money. So watch for that Friday. I appreciate you watching. Hit the thumbs up. Leave me a comment, and I will see you on the next one.